back with another one, 245 Sports. Myself, Benz, L Caps, and SB. Wait, this weekend, bad weekend for Man U fans, but yeah. How you guys doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Great weekend.
I'm surviving, man. What are you saying?
Boy, yeah. We're going to get into that Man U game. But firstly, let's start with the Arsenal game. The game that just finished. Yeah, man. Arsenal won, Everton nil. Tough grind out victory for Arsenal. Those victories that, yeah, we didn't play particularly well, but you got the result. Can't be mad with that.
Yeah, 1-0. It's a bogey team. We haven't won there since 2017. You know, I had a better hairline back then. That's how long ago it was. So yeah, it was a good
What?
performance. For me, I thought it was really a short performance. We didn't do too much. We didn't give up anything. Perhaps we'd have liked to create more chances, but we got in behind a lot, and I feel like if Martinelli stayed on the pitch, for example, I think we'd have cut them open a bit more, being a bit more direct. I feel the first goal should have stood. I don't understand how Beto can kick the ball to our player who's offside, and then it's an offside because we tried to play the ball. What do you guys think of that decision?
Yeah, I thought that was a bit harsh. I believe it was a goal, but VAR and this whole refereeing decisions, I don't know where like where to look, what to think, because they just make up things on the spot. To be honest, because that was a legitimate goal for Arsenal.
Yeah, they said how Beto didn't deliberately play at Tenketia, but he deliberately tried to block it. So doesn't that cancel it out then? But anyway, we huffed and puffed a bit, but we eventually got the goal. I didn't like what Gary Neville was trying to do with our corners. Say, hey, we're taking too long with corners. Why are you making a fuss about corners? And how long we take? I just saw in the breakdown of the game, they're timing our corners now. Why are they timing our corners for? It's a corner. Like we won the game, we dominated the game. Why are we not talking about how bad Everton were? And Everton might go down. But let's leave it. But I felt like we didn't give up much. We created enough to win the game, and I'll take it for now. I'll take it. I feel like that's what big teams do. To make it like what I don't feel we were stretched at any point in the game, and compare that to last year where the last few years where they've beaten us easily. Yeah, I'll take it. Onwards and up.
Yeah, I was surprised with that starting lineup, Vieira and Erdogan. I was like, that's looking a bit soft.
I thought it was a bit too small myself. I thought Havertz would have played because he's 6'4". Even Jesus would have played physicality. But yeah, Vieira was playing well, man. Vieira's starting to look good.
Yeah, it worked out in the end. And yeah, for Everton, boy, they worked hard, but they didn't really look like they were putting Arsenal under too much pressure. And yeah, they're gonna. It's just like they might struggle to score goals this season.
Yeah, but again, I think they'll be okay. They got enough threat in their team. I just feel like when they play big teams, they're just not gonna do anything. If they don't nick a goal, they're not. They can't do anything. But I feel in a more against a lesser side, they'll be better than what they showed.
Oh, they beat United. Yeah, man, we'll get points. We'll give them points. Problem.
Denz, what game was it where they're preparing the team and they still lost? Was it Fulham?
I'm not sure.
There was a game earlier. They were playing so well. They don't know how they didn't win the game, but they still lost. But I think they'll be okay. I think they'll be okay. One last thing on Arsenal. What do you think of Raya today? Do you think he played well?
Yeah, I think did decent first start.
Yeah,
I see Ramsdale looking worried on the bench as well,
yeah,
scratching his head like, yo, yeah, but I think did well.
yeah. I think on the ball he calmed us down a lot. We didn't look rattled that much when they put it on us a bit. So yeah, it's a luxury. It's a good luxury to
He's
have.
a good signing. He's a good signing, and the thing with Arsenal is that you lot have backed your manager, you've supported him. The owners have implemented a structure around the team to support the manager to get the best out of him and his ideals and what he wants. And when I look at the game today, it was it wasn't the greatest performance I've seen from Arsenal, but it shows Arteta's mettle as a manager. He's not scared to drop a £65 million signing who's not performing. He dropped him in. He dropped and brought Fabio Vieira,
Mhm.
and he played well. Jesus has come back from injury. Most teams would be rushing him back, like, yeah, we need him ASAP. But he's given Eddie the chance to grow into the games, into the team, feel important. So I think it's good management from Arteta. And Martinelli, I think he's a very good player. He got injured and you could still bring on Trossard from the bench and he got your winner bench. So you guys got a good squad and it looks very healthy. You still got what's the name? Parties out, but you got Rice. Rice is looking like
Rice was good today. Still, he was good.
100 million. He's worth every penny right now. He's looking
Mm.
very good. So you're starting to get that balance in the squad. You're starting to get that what you call it, the depth in the squad as well. So I think Arsenal, yeah, I envy Arsenal. I really do because they're getting everything right at the right time. And that's what I like. And you got young players, you got experienced players, and it's just everything is starting to click and gel together for Arsenal. So yeah, it was a good win. Like Everton's been a bogey team for them, but they grinded out the result away from home and 3 points. You can't complain.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like you said, Caps, they've got everything together at the right time. They're primed to be the next good team after Man City drop off. Currently, anyway. You never know. Pep could leave next season, and that could be a chance for Arsenal to be a potentially dominant team for the next 3 or 4 seasons. Even this season, Man City are moving unconscious, but I think Arsenal have a very good chance of winning the whole thing because, like I've been saying, the World Club Cup. But yeah, we'll see. But yeah, Arsenal, yeah, they're looking good right now.
They're a good team, very good team. I still think Arsenal need a right winger for when Saka burns out eventually, because on the left you've got Trossard and Martinelli, but on the right, I think that's where you guys are still a bit soft. But overall, Arsenal, yeah, because you still got Timber to come back into the team. Yeah, very good team.
Yeah, I feel like if we lose Saliba, then it's game over again. So I do need to back up to Saliba for me. And Eddie, my boy, I like him. I like Eddie, but sometimes, like today, it's like he looked tired. He just wasn't in the game. There's opportunities to make runs to go for tap-ins. He didn't make them, but yeah, we still won the game. I can't complain about him.
Yeah, man. Let's move to Saturday's action. Only one place to start, Old Trafford. Man U 1, Brighton 3. Yeah, it's not looking good at Man U right now. Yeah, a lot to talk about. Our Caps. Caps, I need you to either anything you want to go in. The owners, the performance, individuals, the manager. I need you to E for this thing. I need a fire, El Caps.
The thing is, where do you start with Man United? Where do you start? We got rapists on the wings. You got a guy that don't want to run.
What?
Like, where do you start with this team? Like, it's mad. It's mad. I'm 27% ETH out because let me just start again. Yeah, I blame the Glazers. It starts from the top. The Glazers are the overall issue with Man United because, as we was talking about Arsenal previously, their owners, when they were under pressure, started spending. They started getting a structure around the club. They brought in Vinay, they brought in Edu, they brought in Arteta, and they worked together. There's a structure behind the club. They've built a new stadium. They've got everything round to support and galvanize and create an atmosphere of success. Glazers now, not a penny. I've invested more into United than the Glazers. Not a penny come out of their pockets. Everything that's been invested in United is coming from our profits. That's why, because we've got 1 billion fans, we can make them profits. We've been dead for about 10 years, but we still got the most expensive kit sponsors in the league. We bring eyes to the Premier League, and we've been allowed to fail. The Glazers are the beginning and the ending of the situation. They don't have no structures in place. We don't have a director of football who knows football. We've got John Murto running around Europe doing nothing. Our CEO don't really know nothing. We don't have any football people in the team, in the club to help. We rely on the manager to bring players in. Last season, the manager said I wanted Anthony. Last season said I wanted Frankie de Jong. We didn't have no scouts or anything. We relied on what the manager wanted, and we spent all summer running around for Frankie de Jong till he said no about 50 times. How many times did that guy say no to United? And we kept chasing him. He said, I'm not leaving. We like, yeah, no, we'll give you more money. I'm not leaving. No, we'll pay the money owed to you. I'm not leaving. You're not, we'll give him. I'm not leaving. We kept chasing them.
Even his wife had to be like, listen.
His wife had to call up like, yo, he's not leaving. But we chased him all summer. Why? Because the manager wanted him. Not because we had any structure in place to say, these are the players that we need. This is our second option. And then eventually we went and got finesse 70 million for Casemiro. Cool. Anthony, we could have bought for 50 million started to win the last season. We didn't do no due diligence on him. We didn't see how he would play, how he affects the team. Can he use his left? Can he use his right foot? Can he take him? Can he beat the man down the wing? We didn't do no scouts on Anthony. It was Twitter scouts. We did more scouting on Anthony than the scouts. But because the manager wanted him, we brought him in. Martinez was a manager signing. Malacia was a manager signing. This season is what hurts me the most. Like, we got rid of David De Gea, cool. But there was rumors that we wanted Pickford, we wanted Sanchez, we wanted the guy from Porto, and then we wanted Onana. We got Onana, cool. And then we bought 55 million. We spent 55 great British pounds. Queen Lizzie didn't die for this. 55 great British pounds for Mason Mount. Masonic Mount. Do you know, bruv, do you know how mad that is? And then we look even worse. We have no structure, we have no identity, we have nothing. We lose 3-1 to Brighton, and it wasn't a surprise. When you watch the game, the first 17 minutes we look decent. I was thinking, oh, okay, we're going to be all right today. And then as soon as they score, heads are gone. There's no leader. Bruno is supposed to be our captain, but he doesn't. He runs around. That's all he does. Doesn't say no leadership. Doesn't take control of the team. You know what, guys? We're 1-0 down, but we're at home. Let's galvanize each other. Let's get back into the game. There's nothing like that. He's just running around complaining. And then you got Rashidi. Bruv, that guy is the worst player at United. He's dead. He's crap. Rashidi's crap. He's just a GA merchant. He's crap. Marcus Rashford is shit. Sorry to swear, but he's crap. Like, every time he gets the ball, there was one time when Højlund had the chance. He was in the box here. Yeah. Rashford's running. He looks across. You can see Højlund. He's free. Just square it to him as a tap-in. What does he do? He had his celebration ready, bruv. He was ready to do that. Tried to go for glory. Missed it. Again, he got the ball. Reguilon was running through. Could have slipped from Reguilon. He could put a cross into the box. What does he do? He tries to do like a Cruyff turn or like a chop, run straight into the defender. Bruno in a big game again goes missing. Brighton is a big game. Where was Bruno? Missing. But they're not the ones I want to go in on. I want to go in on McTominay. How that guy started for Man United in 2023?
Yeah, it's unacceptable. You're on mute.
Yo, StreamYard muted me, bruv. It didn't want me to say what I had to say, bruv. I've said it before, yeah. Eriksen's got heart issues. Swap out McTominay's heart and give it to Eriksen. McTominay don't need that thing. Yo, but until he got substituted, I didn't know he was on the pitch. I didn't know he was there. Like, Eriksen faded after 50 minutes because my guy can't run that much. It's life or death situation if he runs. It's just so much going on. And the manager, he got everything wrong yesterday. Like, we've got Pellistri on the bench, but you wanted to start Bruno on the wing.
This Bruno wing stuff, right?
And then you decide to start Bruno on the wing. As much as I don't like Bruno, we know that he's not good on the wing. You curb his game when you put him out on the wing. But the manager decided, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna play a diamond and put Bruno as a second striker or a wing or whatever he was playing, and then leave Pellistri out. Garnacho, you were starting Garnacho for the first 2 games of the season, so that means you trusted him to start. So how can you trust him to start as a winger instead of Bruno? These decisions don't make sense.
I don't know if it was like if it was based on the opponent, but at the beginning of the season, Garnacho was starting on the wing. Now you want to put Bruno on the wing. I don't
It
get
don't
it.
make sense. Like there's no, and the thing is, you pick now to try and implement a new system. We haven't played a diamond all season or last season. The game against Brighton is when you decide to try a new formation, a new thing, a new tactic. It's like things are not adding up. Everything around the club is just chaotic. This whole situation with Sancho, chaotic. Like man just come out to say he didn't train well. Sanchez saying, "Oh, you're a liar." Now he doesn't want to apologize. Now he's been kicked out of the team. He's back in the mountains again. What's happening with this club?
Bro, send the whole team to the mountains, man.
Bro, send them all to hell. That's where they belong. Like, what's happening with? I don't know what's going on with this team, this club. Like, what's happening to sales? Are we selling the team? Are we not? Like, there's no communication to the fans. There's nothing going on.
The club's
Like,
in
it's
limbo
just
right now, man.
It's crazy, and the Premier League need to step in because Man United are too big to fail. It's literally that we're too big to fail. We have over 1 billion fans. We bring the most eyes to Premier League, believe it or not. We still do. Our sponsorship revenues will tell you that. The club revenues will tell you that. We generate the most revenues in the league, and we've been dead for 10 years. They need to step in and say, Glazers, you need to either invest or get rid, sell, because we can't keep doing this. We can't, because Man United can't go another 10 years under Glazers ownership. And now they want to stay till 2025 because they expect to what, a billion valuation. What business sense is that? You ain't won nothing in over 10 years and you think your valuation is going to go up. How?
In terms of the whole ownership thing, I don't like to blame this. I don't like to see a defeat to Brighton at home and then say the Glazers, because for me, the Glazers are limiting Man U from being the best team in the world, the best team in the country. They're not limiting Man United from beating Brighton at home or even challenging for the title. Then, some of the decisions are not good in terms of what you just outlined, El Caps, Ten Hag and the decision making. But yeah, I just think that the Glazers are limiting Man U. They're not limiting Man U to the point where we can't perform against Brighton at home. It's unacceptable under any circumstances. In terms of the goals, did you think it was Brighton playing well or it was Man U's fault? Because the first goal, Brighton's first goal, that was brilliant play. I have to say, one touch, they were popping it. I'm a bit mad because I remember even Nottingham Forest at home, the way they were playing, they were so comfortable at Old Trafford. Like, this is not acceptable. Mid-teams are coming and just popping the ball up at Old Trafford. And it's a trend I'm seeing now, and I'm not liking this trend. It's too easy to play at Old Trafford. You should be scared to come and even think you can play at Old Trafford. That's the kind of mentality that Man U need to impose on the league. But teams are just comfortable coming to Old Trafford and popping it. And then, the other 2 goals for Brighton, I don't know what you saw, El Cats, but especially the second goal. Dallo, he did not want the smoke from Mitoma. If you watch it, the second goal, the ball gets switched to Mitoma. Dallo runs away. He did not want the smoke. And the same happened with the third goal as well. Left too much space for the winger to come and do their thing, and 3-0. But unacceptable from Man U. The club's in limbo. This whole Sancho situation. His signings are fan. Eric Ten Hag signings.
It's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Martinez. I was the biggest Martinez advocate, especially the first season, because I thought people weren't giving him a chance. Boy, this season it's not looking good for him. It's not looking good. Mason Mount. I don't care if it's 2 games, but
we have seen the evidence. You cannot escape anymore. You're finished. A'udhu billah.
He's not it. I know he's been injured, but it's clear to see, even if he comes in, what is he going to add to Man United's midfield? What is he going to do? How is he going to improve the team? I just don't see it. Scott McTominay in 2023, unacceptable. You know, we got Amrabat, but even that's not a permanent signing. That's a loan signing. But we'll see when he comes in the team. Hopefully that improves
What?
things.
Amrabat's alone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The Glazers have messed us up. We got him on loan. He was
I thought we
available for
signed him.
23 million. Loan. We don't have 23 million to sign Amrabat.
It's not option to buy. Is there option to buy or what?
Nah, we just loan
straight-
and then
straight loan.
Yeah, and then hope we can sign him next season.
If he plays decent, they're gonna say 50 million.
That's what I'm saying. And he's 27.
Mm.
So, boy, I don't know about that one. Yeah, even Casemiro. Yeah. I think we just need to build the correct midfield around him. I think he's still a quality player. But yeah, the position he's playing for Man U right now it's exposing him a little bit. And I think we need to help him out in that aspect. But yeah, Man U, it's not looking good at all. Like I said, the club's in limbo. ETH needs to get it together real quick. I don't know what he needs to do, but on the pitch and off the pitch, because they don't look like a team that's fighting for each other. To me, they look like a bunch of individuals. You know, Rashford's just doing his thing, trying to get his stats up. He doesn't look like. You need to make an adjustment when a proper 9 is in the team. Obviously, you want to get your goals and you want to do your thing, but when someone like Højlund's in the team, you have to change your mindset. You have to be looking for him more. You can't continue to play the way that you've been playing. It doesn't make sense. And he's continuing to play the way that he was playing last season. It worked to a certain extent, but you need to change the way you play, man.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, everything starts from the top because there's no system in place for the team to actually succeed. If you're going to sign a proper 9, the thinking behind it is to get proper wingers that would feed your 9, players that will help your 9 be successful. But then you got players like Rashford, whose first thought is let me shoot instead of let me look for my 9. Wingers are supposed to try and create chances for others, but our wingers don't do that.
I don't mind Rashford being a shoot first guy, but you need to change it a little bit. Yeah, and I was saying this to SB last week. That's cool, but the person on the right wing, the other wing, that's the one that really has to change as well. He has to be the person to be assist first. Look for Højlund, look for Rashford, because we know Rashford's game. That's what he's going to do. So yeah, the right winger has to compromise that. Maybe that's why he put Bruno there, but still, I don't think you should put Bruno there.
But if Rashford is a shoot first guy, that's just detriment. It just calls out his IQ. Rashford's played with guys like Wayne Rooney, Zlatan, Cavani, Ronaldo, all these strikers. You've played with all these generational strikers, and you haven't learned anything. You haven't learned to look for them. You haven't learned to look for your 9. It's worrying that his IQ is so limited that after 9 seasons, he still hasn't learned to look up and pass.
I wouldn't say it's IQ personally. I think it's more that's just his game. I'm not comparing the two, but look at someone like Mbappe. For me, Mbappe is a shoot first guy, but he can get assists. And his decision making is so much better than Rashford's in terms of knowing when to take on a man, knowing when to shoot, and knowing when to assist. If you look at Mbappe's assist numbers, they're good. They're great, in fact. So yeah, Rashford needs to improve his game.
One thing I want to get onto here, Onana.
What's he done?
Onana, shot stopping, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. Onana, his positioning with all 3 goals here, he looks like he's about 3 inches away from all of them. And he's like,
he covers his near post too
much. The third one, De Gea saves 100%. Even the second one is like he dives and he got a fingertip to the second one. And when then his positioning is a bit sus. He's always like 3 inches too far away from where he's supposed to be.
Yeah.
So we've gotten a keeper who's decent on the ball, but he's shot stopping suspect. And that was something that was identified in the summer. If you listen to a lot of these pundits, they were saying Onana's shot stopping isn't great. But again, that goes back to scouting. Why do we have scouts? Even the pundits are telling you this, but we didn't. Our scouts couldn't pick that up. That his shot stopping isn't great. And if you look at what's happened to our defense, last season we had the second best defensive unit in the league. This season, 10 shots on target, 7 goals conceded. We had from clean sheets. We had 17 clean sheets to 1 clean sheet this season. And the thing is, yeah, De Gea, as bad as he was on the ball, there was a defensive unit generated. They understood each other. There was a relationship. That 55 million or 45 million spent on Onana, hindsight, because I was happy when we signed him, but hindsight, we messed with the best defense in the league, or one of the best defense in the league, to get in the keep. But the thing is, if you're going to get Onana, a ball playing keeper, you got wingers that they don't have first touches. They can't bring other people into play. Your midfield can't keep the ball. Look at Casemiro. Casemiro he's not very good on the ball. He can give you that one maybe a couple times he could spray the ball out and it looks decent. But Casemiro on the ball is not great. You've got your defense who's decent on the ball, so you're going to pass it to Martinez and he's going to look long because your midfield can't hold the ball. You pass it to Casemiro, he's going to get tackled and he's going to lose the ball. Bruno, when you're looking for him, he's on the right or the left. He's not where he's supposed to be in the middle. So you don't have midfielders that can progress the ball forward. So why do you have a ball-playing keeper when you haven't put midfielders that can progress the ball? Mason Mount isn't known as a progressive ball carrier, but then you signed him. Why? So these signings don't make sense. That's what I'm saying. There's no structure around the club. The manager's been allowed to reign free with his own imagination, with his own signings. He wanted Mount at Ajax. This ain't Ajax, bro. Even at Ajax, he has Overmars to overrule his dumb decisions. Overmars like, yo, can you kick rocks, bro? You're not signing Mount. But we don't have that. Right now, we're like, yeah, yo, Eric, who do you want? We don't have no structure to say, okay, these are our targets. This is how the team's supposed to play. And these are the players that will make sense. And another thing is the manager, you see that guys like Rashford and Bruno not playing well. He still give them the full 90. Yesterday, Rashford should have been hooked, but he kept him on for the full 90. What was Bruno doing? Kept him for the full 90. So when players like Sancho come out and say there's favoritism, can you blame him? When you see Rashford putting diabolical performances like that and play the full 90, can you blame him? You see Bruno putting performances like that, full 90. McTominay stayed until the 80th minute. Can you blame Sancho when he's making noises? Can you blame these players? It doesn't make sense. But the one thing that I don't get with the fans when they booed him for taking Haaland off, I don't understand that. He had to take him off. He's come back from injury. He wasn't fit to play the full 90. So that one didn't make sense. I understood why he took him off. But then Martial came on and dropped an invisible 9 performance. I didn't even see Martial on the pitch, and that's my guy. There's a lot wrong at United, but I don't think sacking the manager's going to answer anything.
No way.
I don't think we should sack him, but I think we need to get new owners in who are going to actually bring in a structure to the club and work with the manager, not give the manager free reign to do whatever he wants. Because if we then sack the manager, we have to do another rebuild. Because if we sack ETH now, we're going to bring in another manager. In a year's time, we're going to be having the same conversation with the Glazers saying, oh, yeah, this new manager, no style of football, no style of play. We still got the same dead players. We did it with Mourinho, we did it with Van Gaal, we did it with Oli, we did it with Ragnick. Now we're doing it with ETH. We've seen the evidence. We keep sacking managers, but nothing improves. What's the point?
Yeah, man. Before we move to the next one, Onana. I wasn't convinced with the signing. I've been saying that. That's the thing. Like a lot of modern talk is, especially around goalkeepers, is their ability on the ball. My thing is, are you a good goalkeeper in terms of shot stopping, positioning? That should be the first consideration. But for me, a lot of people were too focused on his ball playing ability. And yeah, that's why a lot, especially ex-Man United pundits, they weren't happy with Man United in getting rid of De Gea. I think it needed to be done because apparently we wanted to play more possession football. That was the talk at the start of the season or before the start of the season. Now we're doing transition, but yeah, that's a whole different topic. But yeah, and with Mason Mount, like you said, it doesn't make sense. But yeah, his position is not the best. All 3 goals, it's like you're like, there's a little question in your head, like, Could he have done better?
Can I make a point? I'm gonna defend Onana here because from a keeper's perspective, if you're having to face a shot within the box, I expect all 3 goals were in the box.
Yeah.
If your team allows you to concede a shot inside the box, that's not the keeper's fault. It should have been stopped from earlier. And if you're a keeper and you're allowing a shot in the box, like numbers wise, you're more like the player's more likely to score if he has opportunity. So I'm going to defend him here. Like if he shouldn't have to face that many shots inside the box. How many other teams, big teams, does that happen to?
He shouldn't, but again, watching, especially as a Man United fan, yeah, I know Man United fans watching those 3 goals being conceded. Everyone had that question. It looked off.
Like, I get your point, but at the same time, as like for me as a keeper, if the shots are bins, like bottom corners or top corners, then I can say, okay, cool, placement. But these shots they're not corners. They're like cut like a yard off the corner, so they're within your range. That for me is positioning, because it's not like none of the goals are placed in the corners. None of them were. They were placed maybe like that much away from the corners, so it's within the diving range of a keeper to get to. So for me, it's positioning thing.
But
because if it was corners and it was placement, you could say, "Oh, that was sick placement." Warbeck's goal, he dived and he was within reach. The second one, he got a fingertip to it. The third one got a fingertip to it. So that tells me he's positioning.
I also like I think there's a quote from Maldini said that as a centre back, as a defender, if you go into ground, that means you've made a mistake somewhere. And
Martinez got spun like a Beyblade for the second one.
That's what I'm trying to say. So like at some like if you're considered a shot inside the box at 1v1, somehow there's been a mistake early up the pitch. And also if you're gonna have a ball playing centre back, a goalkeeper, I feel that's almost like top 3 priorities for big teams nowadays, because that relieves so much pressure off your team and you're so much harder to press. If you refer to the Arsenal game, we couldn't really press you because of Nana, and that matters a lot.
SP, let me ask you a question.
But what I'll say is that if you're not gonna have ball playing players in front of him, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make no sense. Like I'll say this: when Arteta, I think his first proper window, he signed Ben White and he signed Tomiyasu, and we signed Gabriel the season just before, and obviously Yatini. I mean, also, but when we signed Tomiyasu and Ben White, we signed Ramsdale that same season. So there was a clear difference from what we were trying to do. So he first started. He didn't buy no strike. We just bought Jesus last year. He didn't really buy attacking players for the first 2-3 seasons. He bought defenders, goalkeeper, and midfielders. That's all we bought. And then now we can start focusing on the final third. And that's an approach I feel. I remember when Pep first proper window he had 4 new defenders. He said to Joe Hart, you're not a part of my plans. Even though you're England number 1, you're not part of my plans. You got to start from the back. And I don't think you've done that. I feel like you panicked by with Varane, Casemiro too.
Oh yeah, that midfield.
We don't have the capacity.
The striker thing. With the striker thing, with Arteta and Pep, they had good strikers, so it wasn't a top priority for you guys. We had last season. We had Martial couldn't stay fit. Greenwood was facing allegations, and we had Wout Weghorst playing up top. So we needed to deal with the striker situation, because you lot had Aubameyang and Lacazette up top. They're not the worst. Aubameyang was giving you results. When Pep came in, he had what's his name, Aguero. He was getting goals. So in those situations, the striker, you can say, okay, the strikers were already there, but they could have been the last. They could have been afforded waiting to get a striker in, because they had decent strikers to do a job for them anyways. With United, we needed to get a striker in, but on your point, you can't get a ball playing keeper when you don't have a ball playing midfield. Casemiro is looking bad because the midfield is leaving him alone, especially at Old Trafford. The pitch is massive. The pitch is massive, and you got Casemiro in the middle by himself with 3 men around him against him. You can't. There's only so much he can do. So he's looking bad because he's getting the ball, he's getting pressed straight away. He's trying to get rid of it. He's losing the ball, and then he's trying to run after 3 different guys. His lung capacity ain't that great to be running after 3 different guys. Eventually, you're going to get tired. So it's making him look bad, and it's it's exposing his deficiencies. But he's not the problem. And hopefully when Amrabat comes in, he can switch with Amrabat or they can play together and that we can see some sort of a difference. And hopefully when Kobe Mainoo comes back, there might be some sort of difference as well. But yeah, there's a lot wrong at United. There's a lot wrong. But for me, until the Glazers go, this conversation is going to be recycled. If you set the manager now, we're going to get another manager in, going to have the same conversation in a year time. The Glazers need to sell. They got to sell. Because if they don't sell, the club ain't going to prosper. Because these man, and the thing is, yeah, the Glazers, they operate on sticks and stones may break my bones, but words can never hurt me. That's how they operate. United fans are on Twitter doing Glazers out, Glazers out. How many times have we said Glazers out and these men are still here? They don't care. The only thing that they care is about is profit. If we stop going to matches, we stop buying merchandises, we stop supporting the business of Man United, that's how they're going to feel it. But if we're singing Glazers out, Glazers out, Glazers out, Glazers out, but we're still buying new kits, still going to matches, we're still generating revenue, are you going to leave? You're not going to leave. If sponsors are still willing to pay £60 million a year to put their names on your kit, you're not going to leave. You're still getting money. So, yeah, we need to do more than just sing Glazers out and we want Glazers gone and all that stuff, man. We need to take drastic actions, man. And start off. Don't go to games. Don't buy merchandise. Don't support anything United. Cancel your membership subscriptions. Everything. I've done all of that.
Yeah, man, a lot for ETH to figure out. But yeah, let's move to the next game. Let's do Man City.
Great win.
1-0 down to 3-1. Yeah.
What's the next game? No. Doku. Ooh. You see, City. That's what I was talking about. City. As much as they've got all these allegations against them, in spite of these allegations, they have a structure in place. City have a structure, and the manager is not fearful of rectifying his mistakes. If he signs a player that he doesn't like and is not working, they get rid and bring someone else in. It's not a thing. You can have a Mahrez, you can have a Gundogan go. Straight replacements coming straight away. You keep pushing.
Remember Ferran Torres?
One season. See ya.
No.
Remember when they signed Mangala? Mangala came in half a season. He was shipped on loan. You ain't seen him again.
Even going back to Torres was never even that bad. He wasn't bad.
Exactly.
He wasn't lighting it up.
Decent. Yeah.
He wasn't lighting up. They got rid of him. Sterling was one of their heroes, but he wasn't cutting it. Got rid of him. Jesus got rid of him. Like there's no emotions. There's nothing behind it. Like even Cole Palmer. That's a youth product from theirs. They're like, you know what? We're gonna sell you. It is what it is. There's no sensitivity behind the business activity. There's no emotions. It's just straight business. And that's what you have to respect. Yeah, there's allegations, but you have to respect what they're doing on the pitch. I love Julian Alvarez. He is a baller. That free kick, oof. Even the assist for the second goal, crazy. Alvarez is a baller. Like they've gotten things right. They've got the manager who knows what is what. They've got a scouting system. They work in silence. No one knew those linked with Doku till they signed them. They move in silence. They just sign all these sick players. And if it don't work out, they get rid and bring someone else in. So City is they're just a model team to follow in England. They do everything right, and even with their football, they've got the balance of physicality and technique, and they can go 1-0 down. It's just you wanna play rough? Okay, they bring out the big guns.
Not
they went 1-0 down, and they weren't rattled. They're like, okay, cool. It is what it is. It's like they get bored in the game and they concede, just so that they have something to chase after or something to do. It's impressive. It's just so impressive. And yeah, Doku he looks sharp, beating his man in out. Great finish. Yeah, great. He had a great game yesterday. And Alvarez, like I said, Bernardo, great goal, well taken. And what's my guy? The assassin, ice cold. Haaland, great finish as well for the third. You just keep going.
And they're doing this and they're missing a few players too. So all them men are just resting for December run, the March run,
and that's it.
Resting.
They ain't lost a single game. They ain't dropped any points this season. 4 out of 4. They just is it 5 out of 5 now? Just cruising, and that's what you want. West Ham played well first half. what's his name? Ward passes a well-taken goal. That was a great build-up play by West Ham, but City are just so overwhelming and overpowering. It was just a matter of when. And yeah, they did what they had to do. 3-1.
Yeah, Man City have clocked the game on so many levels, man. It's like they, in terms of quality, it's the most impressive thing is the mental. Like the way they guard against complacency. It's so impressive, man, because most other teams they'll have 2-3 good seasons and then they'll just drop off. And especially with this season, after achieving a treble, historic season, the best season that they've ever had, and they've come out and start like this is so impressive. Like I said, I thought they were gonna drop off. Let's see what like I said, I think I'm clutching at straws, but the World Club Cup, let's see if they fall off. Right now, it's not looking like
he's pushing the target. Like start of the season, they're gonna drop off. Let's see. They're not dropping off, bro.
They're not. It's looking like they're not dropping off.
They're not dropping off.
Bro.
Like they signed Grealish for 100 million and they benched him for Doku real quick. Like it's not a thing to them.
You know what's interesting, yeah? Doku straight into the team. Calvin Phillips, bro, it's been a season and over a season. You're not coming near into touching the pitch. So boy, and they tried to ship him out on loan, but he said no.
Bro, I'm looking at the injured players right now. Kovacic, KDB, John Stones, and Jack Grealish wasn't even in the squad yesterday. They weren't even in the squad. And yeah, Calvin Phillips can't get a game. And Calvin Phillips for England the other day played really well. He's a good player. He showed everyone he's a good player there against Scotland. And he can't get a sniff. And yeah.
Yeah, what can you say? On and on for Man City.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, let's see. I'm interested to see what
But
Doku does.
again, it's a long season. Champions League
Is
it's just a long season. It's the reason why all the Arsenal's gone undefeated. Like something's gonna happen. They're gonna have a blip somewhere. It's gonna happen.
that's the thing. I don't think anyone thinks that Man City will go undefeated. It's just
But this is it. What game do you see them losing? You don't. If you look at the fixture list, you can't see a game that you see them losing.
I think they can lose to Liverpool.
They can, but if they won, you won't be shocked.
No, they can lose to Liverpool.
At worst, it's 50-50 or 60, 55-45 at worst.
The thing is, when Arsenal went unbeaten, Arsenal's only challenger for the league was Man United back then. Now you've got Arsenal, you've got Liverpool, you've got strong teams in the league. It's hard to go unbeaten. Villa look good, Newcastle, Brighton. Too many strong teams to go unbeaten. Any team can catch it on any given day, apart from Luton. Yeah, that team will never win the game.
But City, you can't. If you look at it down the fixture list, they got enough players to rotate, and the manager will rotate where they don't have a drop off.
But the thing is, with City, you can see their vulnerabilities as well. West Ham exposed it with their first goal, so you can see where teams can get at them as well. So yeah, like Liverpool've got a good record against City. They can get at them. So I can see them losing the game, but can I see anyone winning the league over them? No.
I don't want to say it, but imagine if Man City go unbeaten. The Premier League have to ban him, you know. He can't be allowed in the Premier League again. It's too much.
But even now, it's too much, though. Like from when you brought up the charges, you still don't do nothing about it. When are you going to do something about it then? And you're waiting for him to leave. And you're waiting for him to leave, then do something.
It doesn't even make sense.
Because he said, if we get charged, if anything happens, I'm leaving.
I'm gone. Yeah.
So
he said, yeah, if the charges are proven true, and I find that the teams are lying, then I'm leaving.
Maybe they're waiting for him just to, after this season.
But the thing is, the Premier League in a position where this is your best team. Are we going to bring up these charges and hold against our best team? Because this team is representing the Premier League in Europe. This team is keeping up the Premier League's coefficient in Europe. So you're really going to hinder your coefficient in your power because
why bring it up then? Why bring it up?
Show that because other teams are complaining about City to show that they're doing something, but nothing's going to be done. All of this is just politics. Like, we looked into them. There's all these allegations, and then it will just be a court thing, and then a little 30 million fine here, City pay off, and it's just brushed under the carpet. They're not going to do that, man. Why should they? Like, allegations or not, City do the thing on the pitch, and that's where it counts. All these allegations, but on the pitch, can you stop them? No. Like, the managers, there's no allegations against the manager. There's no allegations against the players cheating. The players are playing football. There's no drugs allegations or nothing like that. So, yeah, on the pitch, you do the damn job. So, yeah, we can complain about allegations, but they do the job.
Yeah, let's move to the next game. Wolves 1, Liverpool 3. Wolves, I think this was a missed opportunity for Wolves. Van
Cunha.
Dijk, yeah, that header, boy, not even a header, it came off his knee. But yeah, 1-0 up. Liverpool playing without Van Dijk, playing that youngster. This was an opportunity to get a big victory, to kickstart your season, but they couldn't take advantage, man. Cunha, yeah.
Big miss.
That's the thing. You see the attributes, but the main thing, finishing,
Not there.
not there. And
But
yeah,
I feel even if they scored, I thought Liverpool would have come back anyway. They were getting peppered second half when they changed it. Liverpool scored. Liverpool came back in the game and made a lot of changes. They've actually thrown all their attacking players, and yeah, the Knicks got 3 goals in the end to win the game comfortably.
Yeah.
I feel like once they switched it up and threw all their attacking players, they got so many attacking options. But
what are we saying? Are they back?
They are back to an extent, but defensively they're not balanced. Even if Van Dijk played, I don't think he's stopping all that. What was happening? They were getting cooked at one point, Liverpool.
No, I think they're playing well, but yeah, they're not back. For me, I don't see that midfield holding up throughout the season.
Yeah.
They're going to score goals. The thing is, they're going to concede goals as well, and that's what's going to hinder them from challenging for the title, in my opinion. But we'll see. They're impressive, though. They're better than I thought this season. I'll say that. I thought they were going to struggle more than they have been. It's only been 5 games, but yeah, they look better than what I thought. So shout out to Klopp.
I like the look of Soboslai too. I was kind of hating, but he's a good player.
He's good,
and he's better than I thought he would be from deep as well. He picks up the deeper positions, and I thought he's more like a final third player. So yeah, they look good. It'll be interesting to see what happens in the Europa League, because are you as a manager not going to go for it? You kind of should go for it. It's a European trophy. And you're gonna eventually have to play your big boys in those games to keep them fit. Because are you gonna keep out all your big guys, not take them away from home? Are you just gonna leave them, not play them in midweek? I think he will play them just to be competitive. So we'll see how that schedule is gonna affect them.
I think he'll bench them. He'll play a lot of his youngsters, his bench players, and then main players, keep them on the bench and use them when needed. But they're playing well now, but I think that is another reason why throughout the season they'll struggle, in my opinion, because I don't think you can afford to take the Europa League too lightly anyway, because it's probably their best opportunity to win a trophy. But yeah, let's move to the next game. Newcastle 1, Brentford 0. And Newcastle finally got that victory.
They're lucky because that was a soft penalty for me.
So soft. But the keeper was a bozo, man. Like, that ball was going out of play. Should have just left it.
Are we gonna say it though? Are Newcastle good? Are they good?
They haven't. Everyone's
improved.
Yeah, exactly. They haven't improved. They haven't improved, and that's the issue. You said it a couple of times, SB. They haven't signed enough players to upgrade the starting 11, and that's where the issue lies. I'm looking at the starting midfield. Longstaff and Elliot Anderson. That's not good enough. If you want to be challenging for a title anyway, that's not good enough.
Yeah, or even just improve the team. I mean, Maddison was there for them. They could have got him, and they were linked to Madison before Tottenham.
Yeah, they weren't.
But maybe Madison doesn't suit their vibe, their style. I hear it, but you need to transition away from that if you want to be really successful. Maybe
But
they could have
Madison,
done.
you've got Bruno Guimaraes. If you bring in a Madison, that's just like a similar mold, isn't it?
I don't think Madison can't do what Bruno does.
Yeah, and vice versa. They can't do what
Yeah.
either of them do, but
But they play in the same position, so
not really.
Bruno is a bit more deeper than Madison.
And Bruno's not enough on his own already. He's not enough.
Yeah.
I don't think Madison's what they needed. I think they need, I like this Tonali signing, but it's interesting because the manager dropped him. He wasn't injured; he was dropped, and he didn't even come. He didn't even bring him on.
Yeah.
They dropped Tonali, dropped Almiron, didn't even play Isak. Yeah, so
it's a long
I said start of the season. Don't be surprised if the manager gets sacked. And I said at the start of the season.
I don't think he'll get sacked. I don't think so.
I mean, they've got these owners in trying to bring in their.
But then that goes away from what they're trying to build. They're trying to build slow and the right way.
Slow in the right way, but when you get these results, when you get Premier Champions League football in that season, you can't regress and go to Europa or whatever. You only have to go upwards from there.
Because the narrative is, okay, we need to go to the next level.
Yeah, the next level isn't finishing sixth.
But if they sorry, one point. If they actually thought they can't regress, I think they would have spent more money. I think they spent like they really wanted to kick on. I feel like they spent like we're gonna trust what we have and just get the right players. If the right player's not there for us, we're just not gonna sign them.
No, they were too busy spending money in the Saudi Pro League, innit? So they own the Saudi League, so they ain't got time to be doing Newcastle, man. They ain't got time. But no, there's January still around the corner, innit? So the spending can be done in Jan if they need to.
In my opinion, they do need to spend in January if they want to challenge for a top 4 spot.
Top 5 gets you Champions League this season, so get 5th to get champs.
Yeah, but let's see what happens with the manager because that narrative is already there. You know, if we need to get to the next level, we need that top tier manager. I want to see Eddie Howe be given a chance. Let's see. I don't think he will be given a chance, to be honest. But yeah, let's see. Let's move to the next game. Let's do Chelsea real quick. Chelsea 0, Bournemouth 0. Yeah, man. Billions spent, and it's not looking good at all.
Bro, we can't spend more than 2 minutes on them until they win a game. They can't have to, when they win a game, we can give them some chat. But I don't know what did you see their bench today? Their bench did not look like they spent any money.
Yeah, I'm looking at it now. What?
Who are some of those names? Seriously.
Oh, who are these youths, man?
Ronnie Stutter.
Nah, that bench is a joke.
Lucas Bergstrom, Alfie Gilchrist, Alex Matos.
Who?
It sound like some FM generated players, man.
Yeah.
Boy.
I don't know. I don't know what I'm going for Chelsea, but yeah. What's the next game?
Yeah, I think that's the thing. We can replay the same. What we're saying now, we can probably replay the same thing in a couple of weeks' time. It's going to be a theme throughout Chelsea season, disjointed. The manager hasn't got a strong enough personality to impose his style on the team. All their players are raw. Mudryk raw.
You say the manager can't imply a good style of play, but look at that 11. How many good players are in that 11? Let's be real about it. How many good players?
It's not.
Sterling's a good player,
and
that's about it. And Enzo.
But it's not necessarily about the quality of the player. It's just about the style of football. And I don't watch Chelsea and see, okay, they're playing this way. You see Spurs from game 1. You see, okay.
Yeah, I hear you. But you know, Brasima's a good player. And who else is in there? Sarr and Maddison, they're all top players.
With Chelsea, you could see the style he's trying to create. But the thing with Chelsea is there's no leadership in that team. When you look at the starting 11, apart from Thiago Silva, Who are the leaders in that team?
Bro,
There's no leadership. There's no experience. There's no real experience.
Conor Gallagher is captain.
This football club is finished. Wahali, it is finished. Wahali, you're finished.
If you're a top team and Conor Gallagher's your captain, you're finished.
It's crazy, and that's their problem. They've got all these FM superstars, but they ain't got no real leadership.
No cohesion, no team spirit, nothing.
Nothing. So like when things are going against you, there's no one in the pitch to say, "Yo, we need to." Remember back in the day when they had Sen, Terry, Drogba, they had all these captains.
Yeah,
Balak. They had all these captains, and they can come together and say, "Yo, we need to fix up. We need to get this in cracking," and they'll start winning and wouldn't lose at home. It was just a madness. Just keep rolling teams over. But now this new team, they ain't really got no captains, no leaders on the pitch. They've all got talent and ability, but there's no experience or real grit about them.
And 2023, still relying on Thiago Silva, the two relying on a 39-year-old.
Well, that guy, yeah, he's about 100 years old, but he's still good. And that goes to my point, United, yeah. Like these men have got Thiago Silva, and we're complaining about Harry Maguire. If you're good, you're good. Thiago Silva can't run no more. Harry Maguire, we complain about Harry Maguire's pace. If you're good, you're good. Thiago Silva's good. I love that guy, man. He's about 101, and he's still doing his thing.
I think another underrated thing about Chelsea that they've done, they've actually sold a lot of their youngsters. They have no soul anymore. A lot of the academy players, they've got rid of all of them. They can literally have an 11 of just academy players they've sold. They have no soul, and they want to get rid of Gallagher, and they want to get rid of Chalobah too. They wanted to do that.
I wish I saw that Chelsea squad full of youngsters in playing together, because if you think about it, well, they had Colwell now, they had Gilmore, Cho, Tammy Abraham,
Mount, Tomori, Gehi.
Yeah.
Even got Reece James and them, man. They could actually fill a decent 11 with just their academy players.
Yeah, exactly. But
they want to sell them all because it's on the books, it's straight profit.
Yeah, exactly.
And if you want to operate like that, that's not what football clubs do. They need to operate with some sort of soul, and they won't prosper, I don't think, until then.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
Because even Pep plays Rico Lewis. Like, he's still in the squad. They're not just gonna get rid of you.
Pep, he'll always keep that, like with Sterling or Foden, he'll keep that English element.
English, yeah.
It's not it's not strictly soulless.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Pep has just clocked the game, man. He's clocked the game on so many levels.
Yeah.
He's the greatest manager ever.
Yeah.
I can't even argue with that.
Yeah, man, he is.
But yeah, let's move to the next game. Boy, Spurs 2, Sheffield 1.
They got lucky, man.
Yeah, because this added time. Yeah, come on, man.
I heard the Sheffield manager was talking about it at the time. I forgot. I didn't hear what he said, though. I need to watch it.
This is like it's criminal because these men are winning the game and then Spurs are equalizing the 98th minute and then winning it in the 100th minute. Like it's not right. That can't be right for football. Because these men were playing to 105 minutes they played. That's not right.
They played 16 minutes of added time.
That's only going to benefit the big teams. When you're a team like Sheffield who needs to stay up or Luton, you ain't got the squad. Spurs can throw on all these other big players, and then they can come in and win last minute like they did. Like it's unfair for the smaller teams because they can't compete.
Every other season in history, Sheffield have won that game. That's a W.
Easy.
It's only this season with these stupid rules. It's flipped, and now Spurs have won.
It's not right. It's not right.
Yeah, it's not right, man.
Because Arsenal were winning 1-0 and then they dashed up 4 minutes real quick and the game.
Hey, stop. That was correct.
I'm saying you like it feels like if you're a smaller team, you could say that these things benefit the bigger teams.
You said it was 16 added minutes. I don't think you can find 16 minutes wasted by anybody. Are we saying that Spurs wasted time as well in that? Are we saying that's what does that 60 minutes consist of? Is it wasted time?
Yeah, time wasted,
intentional wasted time by Sheffield. Does it imply that? Does it also include time wasted by Tottenham?
It's just both teams. Both teams. It doesn't. It's not supposed to discriminate.
So each sub, there's only meant to be 3 sub breaks anyway, so that's the same. So therefore, we should get a similar amount of added time.
But
If a player's yeah, go on.
if teams are bringing 3 subs each, that's 6. If 6 dots, so that's 30 seconds or something that they're adding on per sub, and then throw-ins and goal kicks and all that stuff. But
Ultimately,
16 minutes is ridiculous.
I feel they're looking for any and everything to add on time to show that they're doing something. That's what I feel they're doing.
But the thing is, it's not going to work because it's only going to benefit the bigger teams. It's going to make the league less competitive, and you're going to get a hell of a lot of injuries.
Eventually,
that's the
because
problem.
16 minutes is not sustainable. That's
It's not
literally
sustainable.
extra
You're
time.
just going to get crazy injuries, and then what? And then what? The Premier League needs to step in because the bigger teams are going to suffer as well in the long run. Because if you're going to play, Man United have got Bayern Munich next, not that we're going to win, but say bigger teams in Premier League are playing 16 minutes at a time going into Europe, they're going to be more tired. They're going to be less competitive. It doesn't make sense for the league to be doing this crazy added time rules. It's just nonsense. So they need to really they need to evaluate and cut it down, man. Maybe have like a maximum limit of 8 minutes or something.
I think the old added time, I don't think there was too much wrong with it. People complain.
It was brought in to stop winning teams waste time. And that's the intention, and that's the original purpose. So that's why I was asking, which added time were they added? Which wasted time were they added on? Was it just Sheffield side? I don't understand.
It's for both teams.
It's for both teams.
It's the both teams, but Sheffield was trying to, they're trying to dog their way through to that 1-0 victory. But the thing is, 16 minutes isn't feasible. They should have a cutoff. Okay, 8 minutes is the maximum. If you waste time, we're going to hit you the maximum time added on 8 minutes. 8 minutes is still a lot of time.
But
when you're doing 16 minutes, 20 minutes,
that's
what is
still
that?
If you have a cap, that's still going to encourage teams to take the piss.
Yeah, but then they know that if you take the piss, you still got 8 minutes to play, and that 8 minutes the other team can.
You're going to take the piss anyway. It's just a natural thing. It's built into football, even whether you're at the top or the bottom. If you're
they've been doing it for over 100 years, taking the piss when they're winning, and people still watch and enjoy their game. So why change it?
That's what I'm saying. I was fine with it, but I think from what I remember, I think they said this to more accurately reflect the time not played, the actual time that's not being played on the pitch. It's stupid, man. No one was obviously people complain, but fans, we complain about everything, but we're just complaining to complain because it's not in our favor. We're not complaining to change the game.
Because I think on the overlap, when they did the interview with him, was it Howard Webb or something? He was saying how they brought in the new rules because the actual time played was like 51 minutes out of the 90 minutes. So I'm
and also, if you went down the leagues, it was shorter and shorter and shorter. So they said people need to get their money's worth. They can't come, maybe because the quality going down the leagues is lower, so the ball's more out of play. I don't know.
Just hoofing it.
Yeah.
Goal kick, throw on, goal kick, throw.
But that's their fans are going to watch it. Like the fans are still going to watch it, and everyone knows it's part of the game of football. There's going to be that doggedness. There's going to be time wasting when you're winning. It's part of the game. Like how many times we scream, "Why don't you run to the corner and hold the ball?" When you see you're winning 1-0, 90th minute, and my man's trying to put a ball in the box, you're thinking, "Go to the corner flag and waste time," innit? That's part of the game. It's part of tactics. So I don't see this. I feel for Sheffield, but Tottenham did what they had to do, man. They took advantage of the opportunity given and they won the game and fair dues.
Yeah, shout out to Richarlison. I know you're struggling, crying coming off the pitch. He doesn't know what's going on, but goal and assist. So shout out to him. Spurs, they seem together. They're playing tough, man. Playing for the manager. They've all bought into his style of play. It's looking good for Tottenham right now. Let's wrap up the rest of the action. Aston Villa 3, Palace 1. Shout out to Aston Villa. I don't know what's happening with Roy Hodgson. I know he got taken away, but hopefully he gets better.
Yeah, Palace can't survive without him, man.
For real. They need him.
That Jean Duran goal, oh my goodness. Crazy.
Great.
Touch and that was crazy finish. Crazy finish.
Left
in
foot.
that position. I just have to
Bro.
smash it because there's no
Yo,
way I
that
can
was
start
tech.
it in there.
That was goal of the
The whole
week.
game. Palace were winning the whole game.
Winning, and then 87th minute, banger, and then 98th minute, again, at the time, 98th minute,
Yeah, a pen.
Villa won 2-1 up, and then 101 minutes, Leon Bailey got the third. Imagine. You would feel aggrieved as well. 98th minute. You could have got a point out of that game.
That's the thing, and
Man.
it's the two away teams that suffered.
And the two weaker teams that suffered, because Palace's team is not on the same level as Villa's team.
Yeah, that's the
So-
thing. It's a home advantage, home cooking.
The stats are there. The bigger teams coming up against the smaller teams are going to benefit.
I guarantee throughout the season, all the extra time goals that are past reasonable, say past 8 minutes, is going to be in favor of the home team and the better team. I guarantee the stats will show that. So yeah, let's
And
see
that's
what
the
happens.
problem.
Yeah. And then the last game? Fulham 1, Brentford 0. I mean, not Brentford.
Luton
0. I want Luton to get
Luton
this
just-
W, man. To get this monkey off their back, man.
They're just there for vibes, man. They're just there to say, yeah, we did it. We played in the Prem before. That's it. They're going straight back down to wherever they came from.
Yep. If every team looking at it has to be looking at it, that's 3 points, no exceptions.
Man United will give them 3 points. I'm telling you. We'll find a way to lose. We'll go to Kenilworth Road and lose 3-1. I'm telling you, it's coming. And then we'll be kicking off again. Yo.
But yeah, man. Another week of Premier League action. Anything else to add?
Nah, I got a Champions League this week, so good luck to you guys. Hopefully Harry Kane doesn't score more than 2.
Boy, it's going to be a deadly day, man. Deadly day.
I'm not even looking forward to the Champions League, man.
I don't even care because we're going straight back to Europa.
Yeah, it's like it don't even mean anything, man.
Because it's just we're wasting time. We're wasting our time in there, man. Give it to Liverpool. Let the teams that are going to do something in the competition play in it. We're not going to do nothing.
It's more of a distraction at this point. We need to get our league form straight before, or maybe the Champions League can kind of get a boost to that. But I would say that about Bayern Munich, boy.
Away as well.
Yeah, it's going to be a deadly day, man.
And that's what I'm saying now. It's just, yeah, it is what it is, man. But now, shout out to Brighton, man. We didn't even give them any real kudos, man. We spoke about how crap United were, but Brighton was sick.
Yeah,
That team was so well drilled.
yes.
Good owners, good structure, and they play some very good football as well. So
Lose all their best players, but they're still playing at a high level.
yeah, shout out to Brighton.
Yeah, man. I guess that's it. Another week of Premier League action. Yeah, let us know what you think in the comments. Do you think Man United struggles are due to the Glazers, or is it on the pitch that we need to worry about? Let us know.